All right. Here is the biggest problem I have today.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to come out during the show.
Okay.
I just started watching Song Sung Blue.
Okay.
And I cannot get Neil Diamond songs out of my head. They are just stuck in my head. This is it. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Right?
You were to wake up in the middle of the night and just be singing them.
Yeah. You got the key to make me happy.
It's funny you should mention that because I just
I can't stop.
I just thought of a song the other day that I hadn't heard in years. Someday you better take care. What's that one song?
Oh yeah, I like that song.
I just started. Yeah. I just started. Yeah, they got the cool guitar. Yeah.
Sundown, you better. Worst song of all time.
Yeah, but I just literally thought of that.
70s pussy
It came in my head for no reason, and I just kept humming it in my head on the way to work. It's just from nowhere. Yeah. So
don't you immediately turn? Here's what you have to do. You have to immediately turn the radio on and find a song you really, really know and sing it really loud, and that just knocks the other song out of your head.
Actually, the radio in my car hasn't worked because there's a code, because when the battery was disconnected and I got a new battery, you have to put like a code in for the radio. I haven't listened to the radio in months. I just drive in silence.
Why don't you listen on your phone?
That's what makes Ted weird. He will drive anywhere for, it could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour, in dead,
silence?
Perfect silence.
Wow.
That's not normal. No one does that.
Is your car new enough to have like USB in it?
No, I just I just need to call the deal. That reminds me, I need to call the dealership just to get the code for the radio, because it's probably like a 1235 code or something, and so I get the radio reactivated. Yeah. So yeah, I want to listen to it, but it's just not working.
You know, if my sister doesn't know, tell everybody what car you have.
Oh, a Honda Fit.
Yeah.
Say what year.
09.
2009 Honda Fit.
204,000 miles. Happy anniversary.
And it looks like it has 304,000 miles. I'm not even messing with you. It is. You got some big dents in the back now.
Well, I got rear-ended. That's why there's a dent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That sucks.
I didn't put it there.
So you didn't back
take a sledgehammer.
Yeah. I didn't get rear-ended by an angry road rager. So.
What'd you get hit by?
Oh, some guy just rear-ended me when I was on the way to bowling about a month and a half ago. He was a nice guy. We pulled over, exchanged information, took photos. Then he filed a claim with his insurance company, and they sent me. Actually, I'm asking to take the money versus repairing the car.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to repair the car if I don't have to, because that doesn't affect the trunk. So
the guy said, I know the guy had to say that. He goes, "I'm just giving you money, right? Like my insurance company's just giving you money, because there's no way. Why would you fix that thing?"
I felt bad for it. Yeah, that was going to make a right turn, and he thought I was going, and I was, and it was like it was only like about 2 miles an hour, but it's when they hit you, when they speed up.
That dent is 2 miles.
2 to 5. Yeah, I was at a dead stop, and he was right behind me, and it was just almost like the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch. He must have just accelerated, so that wasn't with any type of speed to it. So,
wow, that is great. Yeah. That's a decent sized bump. That's a decent sized
for sure.
bang in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy moly! Yeah. Wow, it makes you think like what happens if you get hit like harder.
Well, you see those crash test dummy videos when I think they crash the Tesla at like say 50, 60, 70, 80, and I think like at 100 the whole car just disintegrates. If it hits like a wall, like the whole thing just,
Well, you're going 100, Ted. Yeah. There's how many cars don't
you're not
disintegrate
supposed to go 100.
at 100?
Well, Jimmy's obviously Atlas saved his ass.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It really did.
So maybe get the Volkswagen Atlas. It's obviously good safety.
Speaking of car accidents, okay, I've got a story for you.
Okay.
There's a 21-year-old girl in Gloucester, England, and she was just sentenced, I think yesterday or last week, to 6 years in prison for killing 2 people in a car accident.
Oof.
Yeah. In a car accident, though. It was an accident.
Were they in her car, or were they?
No.
Okay.
They were in a different car.
Okay.
Yeah. The accident happened like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And she got into that accident less than a month after getting her license.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and she said it was an accident, and the cops were actually cool with it to start.
Yeah. But you killed 2 people.
Right.
Yeah.
But the story gets, it really goes south from there, okay? Yeah. She wasn't going to go scot-free, but they were just counting it as an accident, right? Because you can, the other day I saw, I'm driving down there, and they're on the oncoming lane, and they're clearly not paying attention, and they were like a third into my lane.
Yeah.
Luckily, I slowed down, moved over, but they didn't really, I had no idea what they were doing. I'm sure they were on their phone. But one of the cops checked this girl's social media. Right, because she's in. You got to be 18. I think you're 18 years old to get your license in England.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and because kids are stupid and they put everything on their social media, she's going to prison. And I'll tell you why. She posted a bunch of videos, and this is Right after she got her license, like within weeks, days, she posted a bunch of videos on Snapchat with her friends in her car. And she's, number one, they've got her multiple times in the month that she's had her license going over 100 miles an hour. And she's videoing it.
While she's driving.
While she's driving. So she's got her phone in her hand. One hand on the wheel, and you can see the videos. If you look this up, you can see the videos, okay? She's going 100 miles an hour, and she's laughing, okay? Then they got one, and this is a few days before she kills those two people, with her friends in her back seat and her with the video of swerving into the other lane back and forth.
Like on purpose.
On purpose. And she's laughing. She actually, and this is the wildest thing, she actually looks deranged when she's doing it. Like there is clearly something wrong with this girl. Like, and her friends are in the back screaming, "Don't, stop doing this." I think that was, let me look at this, 2 days before she killed two people doing the exact same thing. She went into the lane and hit them, and two people died.
Yeah, unfortunately, she lived, right? So, how does that always work? Why does a drunk driver always live? How come they don't get killed in the accident? How come they always walk away?
Right.
I know
idea.
I know excuses like they're supposed to be relaxed, but I'm like, even if you're relaxed, if you hit something at 80 miles an hour head on, wouldn't the engine end up in your lap or snap both your femurs at least?
Well, if you're in a Tesla and you're going 100, the car turns
then it
to
disintegrates.
dust. Yeah. But that was just, and the weirdest thing is, because this was from England, in the story, they show the video of her friends in the back with sound, screaming. They actually look terrified, and she has the most insane. She's like movie insane. Speaking of
like
movies.
cartoon, yeah. So
Speaking of movies.
but the funny,
it looked dead.
but obviously,
she looked fucking terrible.
But obviously, the friends know her propensity. So why would you get in the car with this lunatic and put your own life at risk?
I guess she only had her license for a month. She was only being insane for a month. But I'm sure. She was in the car by herself when this accident happened.
Yeah.
So maybe they learned it's like, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
No more.
So it sounds like 6 years wasn't enough. So, but hey, I'll do you one better. So this just happened recently in the United States. Some old lady who wasn't even that old. I think she was like 70. Of course, she mistook the gas pedal for the brake, and her car jumped.
Yeah.
That is
her car jumped the curb and killed two people at a bus stop. You know what she got? She got a suspended license.
Again, it was an accident. I get she did it. She obviously didn't do it on purpose. And then again, I don't know, maybe if she had some Snapchat video, maybe she did. Maybe she's like, I'm killing somebody today, and I'm going to pretend. I'm using my oldness to pretend.
Well, the funny thing, even if she wasn't reckless that day, it shows that the videos establish a pattern that she has reckless disregard for anybody.
Social media, man.
Yeah,
social media will kill you.
Good, that's got her.
Yeah, social media
should have got at least 12 years. Kill two people. You don't even get. Rob Blagojevich got 14 years for just saying the F-bomb.
Oh my God!
This woman kills two people, gets a lousy 6. She's probably out in 3.5.
You and Rod Blagojevich, you know what? I would love to go through all that stuff and then just to prove you wrong that he did more than just what
I know
you
he did, but
he did.
I know that, but the point is they wanted to make an example of him because he was a little bit contemptuous toward the judge, and it wasn't about what he did. It's like he heard the judge's feelings. That's why he got 14 years. Not because of what he did. Because every governor before him got a 5 years. Dan? Who's the other corrupt judge? Dan? Or the other?
He literally
license for bribes.
The only
guy?
thing he didn't do was what he talked about doing. He talked on video. He recorded it.
Yeah.
Of him getting ready to sell Barack Obama's seat. He's talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
The only thing that
I heard
happened,
those tapes.
The only thing that happened was, unfortunately for him, he got busted and he wasn't able to actually do it.
No, the funniest thing was he knew he was under investigation before that happened, those recordings happened, and he still couldn't keep his mouth shut. That was the worst part.
So maybe he got 14 years for just being stupid.
Right.
Okay, well, that's the case that he deserved it. Yeah.
Sometimes, you can get a certain amount of years. You should get a certain amount of years
just for stupidity.
Just for stupidity.
Yeah.
Well, the one insight I gleaned, and we'll move on to something else. The one insight I gleaned from all that was
Don't tell me what to do.
So when he got elected governor, I guess they were in between with him, soliciting bribes. I guess they were talking about like the state budget, and I guess when that topic came up, he would just disappear because he was so incompetent. He couldn't even do that, so he wasn't even in charge of that. So he was basically just a figurehead. He wasn't even doing the governing he was supposed to be doing. And actually, if he just would have played it cool, because he's a personable guy, just played it cool, he would have got his lifetime pension after retiring. So he's still making how much are you making as the governor? You're making good money.
Playing it cool. That's what I want to.
And his wife, of course, had the non-existent nonprofit, the obligatory nonprofit job, making $100,000+ a year. So they weren't hurting for money. They just wanted more. They just flew too close to the sun, Icarus, and their wings.
Everybody wants more.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Steal a little, then you steal a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, it just happens all the time. All right, Teddy, you're going to love this story. Okay. And I'm torn between tragic accident or smartest guy in the world. And I'll let you guys decide what you think. A man in Innsbruck, Austria is on trial right now, like today. It should be done by the end of this week, and I'll keep you guys updated, for letting his girlfriend freeze to death on a mountain climb.
I didn't see the details, but I did hear that story, but I didn't read the details.
Yeah. Okay. So they went hiking, and for their hike, they weren't well enough prepared. They got to the point of no return, I guess, really high up there. And according to the boyfriend, when they got to this point, it started to get cold. It started to get dark.
Yeah, it's a fucking mountain.
And she said,
thought?
well, she said she couldn't make it down. Well, that's what he said. She said, I can't make it down. And he went for help, and by the time he got back, she had frozen to death. Okay. Now, he had his cell phone, and this is where it gets kind of weird, because I read 2 accounts of this story, and it didn't necessarily make sense to me. Okay. But he did actually make some cell phone calls to get help. And I guess at some point, a helicopter came, and they were trying to call him, but his phone was on silent.
What?
It's a really weird. The whole thing is really weird, and some of it sounds like this guy literally said, "Honey, let's go up there," and he did one of those dastardly thing, and he's going to kill his girlfriend, right? But then some of it sounds like it was just bad luck. Okay, so I guess the cops are saying that when he left her, and I don't understand the thing about the helicopter. But that part didn't make any sense to me. But when he left her, he didn't find like a place for her to hide, like a place for a camp.
Left her out in the open.
Yeah, and he didn't like set up a little tent thing, which I.
So he had some equipment to do that. He had the means to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're in Austria. They're not messing around. They actually, they know how to hike.
Blankets, I mean, something to just keep her comfortable as possible.
And so they're saying that it was something. There's a lot that he could have done, and he really screwed this up. Okay, now here's the weird part. The press went to the girl's mom to talk to her about the story, okay? And the mom said to the one of the reporters, the whole thing was a witch hunt
against the guy. Oh,
and that her daughter knew how to climb. She climbed at night plenty of times, and she has tons of hiking gear.
Huh?
Interesting.
That's what mom said.
That's her mom,
right?
Not his mom. Her mom.
Her mom.
The victim's
maybe
mom.
they were in cahoots.
Maybe he's sleeping with the mother.
She won't move out. She won't move out, and she won't put out.
So let's just offer in the mountain.
Well, that's the only perfect crime. Actually, I was mentioning before, that's the only perfect crime these days. The only perfect crime you can commit
is taking your girlfriend hiking and letting her freeze to death.
No, I'm just saying the only crime that you have a chance of getting away with, not kidnapping, not murder for hire, but like a hunting accident, a hiking accident where there's no witnesses, there's no cell phones. It's just your word, and obviously, I guess if you're diabolical enough, you could stage it to make it look like a tragic accident. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's definitely negligent homicide on his part either way. So he'll probably be convicted of manslaughter or something. It's not going to be like first-degree murder. They probably can't prove it, but it's probably going to be, if they do convict him, it's probably going to be some type of manslaughter charge.
Come on,
is
man.
my guess.
If you're on the jury for this thing, they're going to have to do a lot to convince me to send a guy to jail.
Yeah.
Because 2 people went hiking.
Yeah. Voluntarily.
Yeah. And then the girl couldn't make it down, and he went for help. I mean, I guess there was
also why does it have to be him setting up the tent and him she could set up a tent?
Well, I mean, she didn't break her leg. It's not like one of those deliverance movies
right.
where she's not physically capable of getting down. She just when you say she couldn't make it, I'm assuming it's like by exhaustion. Not like she didn't roll her ankle or anything. I don't know the details.
Allegedly, the way the guy described it is they got past the point of no return, which is what he called. And then when it came time, she's just like, I can't go up any further. And he's like, well, let's go down. And she's like, I can't go any more than this. You have to get help from me. I need help to get off this mountain.
So what was their goal? Like, let's say she was not incapacitated. Like, the goal was just to hike all the way up and just hike all the way back down the same day. They're not going to pitch a tent, and they're not going to spend the night on the side of the mountain.
It didn't seem like they were going to do that. And then they got, she was unable to keep going, and then it got dark. It got cold. Wow.
Or that's his story.
But that's his version. That's probably because he's the only one left. So that's the problem. It's like when because dead men tell no tales. So.
Right.
So he could be right, but like I said, it could just be bad luck. And even if he had the best of intentions, I mean, if the obviously they're charging him, so if the prosecution paints the circumstantial evidence against him, all you have to do is convince a jury or peers, and he could be convicted of something. So
you'll have to update us next week what happens.
Yeah. So they're expecting it to all be over. But I mean, I guess, and the other thing is I mean, you could kind of panic. I mean,
for sure.
Even if you know what to do, I mean, if your girlfriend, if your friend, whatever, is like, oh, man, I'm not going to make it, and then you start to do a little math, and you're like, I don't know how this is going to happen if you can't walk, like if you broke your leg or if you just can't move anymore.
And you can't physically take them, like you can't physically carry them. Yeah.
You can't lift another person.
No, especially like in a craggy, rocky terrain, like, that's undulated, unless you have even if you have like a wagon to like pull them, I mean, you can't, unless you tie some ropes and just drag them behind. I guess you could make, if you make your best effort, I suppose. Make your best. Or you get charged with murder.
Just drag her down. I mean, I guess, you know what? I guess
maybe you could have done more.
I mean, it could be, at the very least, it could be like a learning experience for everybody else.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, make sure you have some rope so that you can just tie it to your leg and drag them down the hill.
Yeah, you ever see those movies where the person gets hurt and they may have like a makeshift sled and they put the person on the sled with like the fractured leg, and
you have to have skills to be able to make shit like that. You can't. Nobody just has that. I mean, you've got to have like survival university skills like our guy did. Right. I mean, you're just not. I mean, if I'm up there, if you're up there with me, you're going to die. Okay,
I'm not going, but I'm not going up there.
Probably either you or both of us are going to die.
I like nature, but like I'll go on a hike, but as long as I can see the parking lot from where I'm hiking from, I never want that out of my sight.
So. Steve and I were just hiking in California, and I was thinking, there's so many cliffs and edges. I was like, no wonder people are always killing people up on mountains. It's so easy. They just stand over there, they're looking out like something's nice, and you just tap them, and then they're dead.
Or how about this? I've heard these cases where a group of friends goes hiking, and the one friend goes a little bit up the trail and then disappears and is never seen again. Chances are they fell in like a little crevice, and they might have fallen 300 feet straight down, and nobody knows. It could be an invisible. Yeah, those are out there too. So yeah.
Yeah, and you just happen to go ahead and just date their girlfriend that, a couple of days later, after a couple of weeks later.
And this goes along the lines of don't go off the trail at Yellowstone National Park and pet the bison or try to take
if
selfies
your best
with
friend
it.
If your best friend likes your girlfriend a lot and you don't know. Don't do that.
You're like the last to know.
All right, let's get this thing rolling. This is the Real 3 Idiots podcast and a blast from the past. In 1961, today in 1961, the first 15 people graduated from McDonald's University with a degree in hamburgerology.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess that was the whole thing that he set up. It's where you learn how to run a store. Yeah. They actually claim to this day to be more selective than Harvard in who they take in.
I believe it. Yeah, that's a real thing. Yeah, I mean, it's all about management skills. It's not about running a McDonald's, but it's all about management skills. And,
And I looked it up, and yes, every single fast food company has some sort of university. Yeah, and actually Burger King, weirdly enough, recruits from colleges, and you can get actual college credit. I didn't go too deep in the rest of them because I really didn't give a shit at that point.
Yeah, I mean they're multi-billion-dollar franchises. They just happen to sell burgers and fries and basic stuff, but it doesn't mean they're just as viable.
I feel like Burger King is like the Eastern Illinois of colleges. It's not if McDonald's is the Harvard, then Burger King is like the community college. Yeah. I mean, I don't dislike Burger King. In fact, if I was going to eat something, I'd probably eat at Burger King if I could find
a Whopper Junior in small doses is actually not that bad. Or a Whopper, a nice broiled Whopper, just in small doses, once in a while.
You eat so much more fast food than I do.
No, I haven't been one in a while, but I mean, just like if I had a craving, I would get that at Burger King. So
a Whopper.
Yeah,
I got an Impossible Burger.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's.
I mean,
honestly, they sell those too.
Honestly, I still to this day believe this. When you order something there and it's like Impossible or whatever, it's just the same thing. It's.
You think it's actually
Yeah.
Some kind of fake meat.
No,
all of it is?
I feel like all of it is just whatever they have in front of them. It's like, this guy wanted that. What is that? What do you order? That's what it is.
That's a Beyond Burger right there.
I think the Beyond just has just as much saturated fat as the beef burger.
Yeah, it's just not made out of meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in meat that you don't want.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
I thought that's a hot dog. But
No,
it tastes so good.
Again, I will remind you, a report was done by several groups. There is not a single healthy amount of a hot dog that you can eat. Like half a hot dog literally becomes unhealthy. There, one bite of a hot dog is unhealthy for you.
So it's using
No hot dogs.
pure nitrates.
Yeah, pure.
Well, tell that to the patrons of Gene and Jude's and Superdog.
I don't know. Going to the White Sox game, getting a hot dog there with the grilled onions.
What about a Costco dog? What about a Costco dog?
I've never done that.
No, I would not eat it. You know what? I find it weird that people eat at Costco. It bothers.
It's like obsessive.
And there's like a long line at that snack bar.
The pizza
Long
and the
line, yeah, long
I
lines.
see people
Yeah.
like when I'm checking out and I'm just standing there.
They're grazing.
and I'm doing nothing.
They're grazing.
I see people walking from out to in just to eat at Costco.
Yeah.
Like I see families sitting down there eating at Costco, and I'm just like,
Oh, just specifically to eat
nothing-
and not to actually buy.
Not to actually shop.
yeah. I'm like, there's nothing normal about that.
Yeah.
It's just it's a goddamn hot dog, and
But it's $1.50 hot dog,
I guess, man. I don't know.
and it's
just
a big wiener.
It's I started
big wiener for
and
$1.50.
I started going to the Costco that's further away, but in a much nicer suburb.
Oh, is that to avoid the riffraff?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am now.
Well, you're the riffraff.
The riffraff.
You're the riffraff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the riffraff
it's-
going into
it's-
that other Costco.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's great because they have like a self checkout line, and I literally walk up and I do this. I don't. How do? No. Don't worry.
And they check
she
your whole
takes
thing
your
out.
card.
Yeah.
She does everything, and it's a self checkout. It's very, very fast. She does. I go. I'm like, thank you. She goes, no. And I go, I'm not very good at this. She goes, and she literally looks at me and she does one of these. It's okay.
So
It's okay. Like she knows.
So you get to
you look simple.
you get
don't
to
worry.
you get to practice your weaponized incompetence.
I have weaponized
Good job.
incompetence. I mean, I always say I'm really bad at this. And she's like, "Oh, you mean like taking things and putting them in front of a
Scanner.
a laser and,
Yeah.
and just putting it in your cart? You're bad at that?" And I'm like, huh, "Yeah, I am." So that's a sad thing. All right, Teddy, we got to get to your tip. We're gonna get to the songs. I was almost going to put together a nice, Neil Diamond song, but then I figured I was just in a bad place, and I just had to like un-Neil Diamond myself. So no song, but Scott and I are going to work on it, and hopefully next week, or the week after, Scott will be singing.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
He seemed like he was
yeah, he seemed very
ready for it.
yeah. I always like to. I like the fact that I can get people who probably have never sung before,
Yeah.
and then they can just sing in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, just go from A to Z overnight. Yeah.
As long as they're not in front of you, it's not a bad thing.
True
But
that.
you do have a sponsor.
Okay.
So we'll get to that right now.
Yep.
Ted's Tips is brought to you by Lego. Lego is proud to announce their newest collections, Serial Killers. If you love Legos and you love serial killers, then you will have a blast putting together some of the most iconic crime scenes in the world. You can start with John Wayne Gacy's Crawl Space, or sit down to a meal with Jeffrey Dahmer. Maybe you like to recreate the back alleys of London while Jack the Ripper guts another prostitute. And ladies, we didn't forget you. You will enjoy building Velma Barfield and the beautiful North Carolina countryside as she travels the back roads, poisoning husbands and loved ones, or the boudoirs of Judy Buenueno, who killed every man she slept with, and she really got around. The Lego Serial Killer Collection will be something the whole family can enjoy. You can find them at your local Lego store or online at lego.com/familyfun/serial killers and get yours today.
I would get that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I worked with a guy who was a tech guy, so it makes sense. And he talked about a girlfriend. That wasn't real. And we shared an office, and it had, not only did it have Lego stuff like all over the place, it had like the Millennium Falcon, and X-Wing fighters hanging from the ceilings.
Wow.
Yeah, he was really into it.
He was all in.
Yeah, and I mistakenly didn't make a friend right away, and I was like, what are they? I remember walking in. I go, that's cool, man. I go, the kids make those for you? And he goes, no, I made them. I made all those. I'm like, mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, my girlfriend helped. I'm like, yeah, your girlfriend helped. Okay. I'm like, okay, I bet. Both of them?
Is that when she's not in the
All
sound?
three of your
Is that when she's not zip tied in the soundproof room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Teddy, are you prepared? Oh, you're pouring a drink,
Yeah,
so you're told. Wow.
We're on vodka now.
We are. He's literally pouring. Is that orange vodka?
It's orange.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
lot
Jesus
orange.
Christ! You know what? You just start doing crack. I mean, you're right there.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Hey Ted, how's it going? Love your tips. I need some help. My friends are sick of me saying, that's what she said. You know, when I saw this, I was like, I told Teddy,
I have no frame of reference,
I said,
but okay.
You get one shot at that. You say it once. The second time, I punch you in the face. That's the way it works. He goes, I guess that somehow became my catchphrase. I didn't even notice I was doing it. They said either I need to get a new catchphrase or they will take matters into their own hands. I have no idea what that means, but I don't like it. Ted, find me something cool and unique to say. Alvin, 46, Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, Alvin, I'm going to help turn your life around. And actually, what your friends mean.
Ooh, let me do this. Turn your life around.
Who sings that one?
I can show you how. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so. God, I'm going to come home drunk tonight, and I'm going to watch the rest of that stupid movie, and I'm not going to sleep because I'm going to be singing that song in my head. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So first of all, to preface the tip, what your friends mean by we'll have to decide for you is that in life, Alvin, unfortunately, if you can't make a decision, someone will make it for you, and usually it'll be a decision that you won't like. So take ownership of your life, brother. Okay, that's number one.
And you know what? I think there's 280 million Americans who are living that right now.
Okay. So anyway, I didn't really think too much about this tip, but if you just need...
It's your one job, Ted. It's your thing. I sent this. How many days ago did I send this? 3 days ago?
Was it 3?
Yep.
I need more than 72 hours notice.
Yep. I sent you this on Sunday morning.
Okay. Anyway, so I guess if you're the go-to guy for phrases, monikers, okay, I'm going to give you my three top choices, and you could just pick one. Okay, so you're going to replace that's what she said. You're going to say that. First option is I'll buy that for $1. That's number one.
I don't dislike that from RoboCop.
Yeah. Number two, who let the dogs out?
You're getting punched in the face the second time you say that. Alvin, don't do it.
Number three, can I get an amen?
Okay. You know what?
1 and 3 aren't bad.
Yeah, can I get an amen? You know what?
It's uplifting, right? Can I get an amen?
Because you can say
you
it
do
regular.
it with
you got it like a Sherman Hemsley. Not different strokes. What was the thing?
The Jeffersons.
Yeah. Can I get an amen? Oh, I like that. All right, Scott. What did you think of the 3 choices?
Okay, I'm sorry you confused me. There's more than one Scott. I didn't know it was me.
Oh no. The other Scott isn't here today, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Screw him. He's gone.
I'm here instead of Scott.
I would go with the $1.
I'll buy that for $1.
Buy that for $1.
Just because they said that in RoboCop.
Oh, that's where it came from. I couldn't remember where it came from.
Yeah, it's a movie reference. I'll take it.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yes. Okay.
So okay, see, I knew that. I do like. I'll buy that for $1 because I just
you don't hear everybody saying that these days because that's kind of dated. So I mean, unless you know movies,
such a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, God,
yes,
that was.
And that was the scene where he's a talk show host, right? In the scene, is that Richard Dawson who says that?
No, that's Running Man.
Okay, so who actually
RoboCop is Peter
Weller.
Peter Weller. Yeah.
So who actually says I'll buy that for $1? I don't remember.
It's like it's in a commercial like. In the background or something, right?
Yeah,
because
that's what it is.
It goes. It's right when the Pontiac SUX. Yeah, that was the car, the Pontiac XUX. Yeah, the Pontiac sucks.
Yeah,
car. It was really awesome.
Okay. I love RoboCop.
Let's do this. Our guest this week is the Real 3 Idiots official movie critic, and Scott, you can put that on your website if you'd like.
Sweet.
Scott, yeah, Scott Phillips. Scott, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back, sir.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Oh,
and by the way, Turn Your Love Around is George Benson.
It is.
That's what it is.
Oh, golly.
Yes, I'm old enough that I remember that song. So yes.
Oh man, that is. You know what? I never really listened to rock and roll when I was a kid. It was a lot of R&B, and then got into rap and all that. So yeah, I just love that stuff. That is awesome. Okay,
and I was gonna start out with a recommendation based on something that you guys talked about at the beginning, which is a thriller. It's a South Korean thriller that came out about 3-4 years ago. That is based on, was it a hiking accident or was it a murder?
oh, nice.
And it's called Decision to Leave. And it's just like everybody likes to drop the word Hitchcockian, but in this case, it's well deserved, and it's just a freaking masterpiece of a thriller. And so, as you were describing that situation, I thought, dang, there's some decision to leave in that real life case right there. And it has one of the greatest ending scenes that I've seen in the last 20 years.
Wow.
That's a strong statement.
That is a strong statement.
I'm going to have to YouTube that.
The ending is just, if you watch the whole movie and it built up to that moment, the ending is just tremendous.
I'm going to have to check that out.
That is awesome, because I think last time you were on, I think I watched like 5 or 6 movies that you recommended during the course of the time that we were talking. I get it. I write them down, and then I watch them, and all I got to do is remember to put subtitles on. Is this an English speaking?
No. It's in South Korean and or Korean, and so. But I saw that at a film festival. Got to meet the guy who made it, and it's amazing. So.
They got South Korea has some awesome movies.
Oh yeah.
Great genre movies.
Bong Joon-ho and Parasite and lots of good stuff.
Wow.
All right. See, I
love Parasite.
Every time I don't.
Yeah, that won Best Picture 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Surprised everybody. First foreign film to
That was great.
win Best Picture. So.
Ooh, did you predict that, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it was
of course.
It was just. I mean, it was just a monumental movie. I couldn't imagine anything beating it.
Yeah, see, I think I saw it, but just in case, I wrote it down. And now that I have the super box, and we'll just leave it at that,
Yes.
I can watch it. I just got to figure out how to turn the subtitles on. I haven't figured that out.
Oh, there's a button down there that says Sub T on the left bottom.
Oh, I thought that was substitute teacher, and I was
Right.
like, I don't want a substitute teacher.
No.
I just want to watch it myself.
Yeah.
All right, so Scott, we are definitely going to talk Oscars. But what are some movies that you've seen over the last year that people aren't going to hear about in a couple of weeks when the awards are given out and people give insane speeches? What are some things that people can check out that we're not going to hear about during the Oscars?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually pulled up my kind of top 20 for 2025 and was looking at the ones that don't have nominations. If you like music documentaries, Becoming Led Zeppelin is an amazing film. I'm a huge music fan. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. It's currently playing on Netflix. I got a chance to see it on IMAX, where the music just, thumped in your chest. But great movie. Had the total cooperation of the, surviving or living members of the band. And they did something in that movie, and I'm not going to talk about it for a long time, but they did something in that movie I don't know that I've ever seen anybody do in a documentary, was they had like a TV monitor set up during the interviews with Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page, and they showed them clips of themselves from the 70s. And so you're getting their reaction shot while you're also seeing what they're looking at. And it was amazing. I mean, it was just amazing watching the little bemused looks, or, when John Bonham, their drummer, was being interviewed, he's the one who's deceased. You could literally see the tears well up in their eyes. And so great documentary if you like 1970s, rock. Another one that I would say is an espionage film by the name of Black Bag. That is maybe playing on Hulu. It's definitely streaming out there. And that is a Steven Soderbergh espionage movie where they're having kind of the classic mole hunt, we're looking for somebody who is passing information
I
to
love
the
those.
to the other side. And so Michael Fassbender's character is put in charge of finding the mole. And it just so happens that Kate Blanchett, his wife, is on the list of suspects. And
sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, and so it's great. It's tremendous. Everybody in it is good, and it has some just great kind of you think of action set pieces. This one has like dialogue set pieces where like there's a dinner party where he intentionally assembles his colleagues for a dinner party to probe who it might be. And so it's like this verbal chess match.
It's like Clue, like the Clue.
Yeah. But Black Bag is great. It's terrific, and I would definitely recommend it. They had a French version of the Count of Monte Cristo, the classic French novel.
Oh yeah.
A couple of French filmmakers made the Count of Monte Cristo. It came out last year, and it is incredible. The performances are amazing. The production design is amazing, but I had never really seen people take modern technology and use it I don't mean like depicting modern technology, but I mean like drones, tracking shots, GoPro cameras and stuff like that, and just seamlessly weave it into this period piece. And it works like gangbusters. And so cinematography is amazing. Just a really great version. I've always liked that story. And that's, I think it's probably the best, rendition of that story that I've seen.
So I don't know if I've ever seen that movie.
I know there was either.
Like they did a version like back in the 50s or something, I think.
Yeah.
But I you know what? Honestly, every once in a while, I'll put a couple beers in me. I'll turn something like that on, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It just never catches me, and it makes it really tough. Like I've done the Three Musketeers ones, the older version. Love that one, but I've never done the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I can't explain why, but of course I see my stats when I was writing for Forbes, and that was the biggest review I posted that year.
Wow.
Even with all the blockbusters and everything that I wrote about, that review did more hits than anything I wrote all year long. So a lot of people evidently found the film, I guess, through that, but it's fantastic. And then like a really kind of modern movie, I've talked about a band from the 1970s and the Count of Monte Cristo. So a really modern film is a film called Lurker. And Lurker is based on, it's an incredible film about celebrity culture and what it must be like to be a star on the rise and the people who just like compete to be in your entourage. Whoa. And so this is about
that's a good focus. Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, it's like this. The lead is like a performer who is at like maybe kind of like a club to theater level of popularity. Like he isn't packing stadiums, but he's bringing people in, by the thousands to his shows. And he allegedly bumps into somebody, and pretty quickly you find out it was no accident, who ingratiates himself to him and then weasels his way into his inner circle and the cutthroat behavior that will go on to remain there.
Wow.
I'm getting a Talented Mr. Ripley vibe.
Yeah, very much. For the selfie TikTok crowd, that is what I would say, because it makes lots of use of social media, lots of use of people on their phones filming everything that's going on around them, but it winds up being quite a thriller, and the ending is really good. It really sticks the landing. I really like the ending.
That is, that sounds absolutely awesome. All right, so now if I remember correctly,
yes.
You did pretty darn well on your Oscar picks last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
have.
I went to an Oscar party, and it was kind of like, I was the performing chimp that night. It would be like, so Scott, who's going to get it? And no matter how obscure the category was, I'd be like so and so, and then that's who it would be. So
Okay,
yeah.
do you now? Okay, let me ask you this, because I know, and I don't like this part, but I know you can literally gamble on every single thing that exists.
Could you do like a DraftKings with you making Oscar bets?
Well, let's do that.
Inside info.
I mean, the Oscars isn't for a couple of weeks, so we can just listen to what he says. But do you do you gamble on any of these things?
No, I don't. And it's the same way or the same reason as sports gambling. I know that I know who's going to win. And then if I bet, they don't,
So you can
guys,
jinx it.
You guys could tell me, I can't remember, were the Cubs down 3-0, 3-1? Where were they in that World Series?
Oh, you're
when
talking
everybody had
You're talking to
them,
two White Sox fans, and Ted doesn't. Ted is literally on his phone right now, not paying attention to what you're saying. So he doesn't pay attention.
I can multitask. I'm hearing you.
They whichever year it was. I can't ever remember the year, but I want to say it was.
Yeah, we all.
I want to say it was. I want to say it was like 3-1.
Probably was.
And I looked at who was yet to pitch for the Cubs and what the matchups were, and I made a bet for the Cubs in 7. And so that's the one sports bet I've made, and I won, and so I retired on that.
Oh, wow. You know what? I actually like that concept. I like the concept that works for you. Okay, so let's do this.
Okay.
I actually watched a bunch of the Best Picture movies. In fact,
I've seen all of them now.
I've seen well over half. Over half. Which one do you think isn't going to win, but might be here? Is your choice for the Best Picture the picture you think was the best?
Good question.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is. There are a couple on there that I just absolutely love, but as far as Best Picture, yeah, I'm in the Paul Thomas Anderson One Battle After Another camp.
Yeah, that was great.
It was
that I think.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was my second favorite.
Gotcha. What was one?
I'm going to tell you this, and I'll preface it like this: this movie literally messed me up. Like when I was done watching it, I had to look it up online. I had to, and I'll get into the other movie that has nothing to do with this, but it just I sat through the whole thing, which I never do. I didn't stop it. I was mesmerized. Begonia.
Oh,
okay. Nice.
It was good.
I'm telling you, man, I couldn't, at first I'm just like, this is insane. And then I'm like, or is it insane? And then I was like,
exactly.
I was like, holy, I mean, it literally blew my mind.
Right.
And yeah. And all the rest of them I watched, and then I watched for a little bit and turned them off, watched and turned them off. Yeah.
Did you see Sinners?
I did. I'm going to be the guy that says I loved Robert B. Jordan. I thought the movie was completely overrated.
Is Sinners kind of like the Quentin Tarantino movie with the vampires? They go to the bar and everyone's a vampire. Is that kind of like that?
Kind of.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of. Kind of. What'd you think?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really liked Sinners a lot,
but
I couldn't get past what you just said. This idea that, wow, it's just so original. And I was like, because it is so much like that movie as far as plot is concerned. Now, I think one of the things that people are really getting into and appreciating is all the subtext running through that movie, of racism and immigration and all kinds of different things that run through that film.
The music was amazing.
I tip my hat to that movie, not the kind of surface level story, which you're From Dusk Till Dawn. That's the one we're trying to think of.
That's the one, yeah.
And so I enjoyed it very much. I thought that it was maybe the most entertaining of the ones that I saw. To me, there can be a difference. There's something that is heavier and a drama and maybe an art film, and then you can have stuff that's kind of just a ride. And so, of course, F1 is nominated as literally a ride. But no, I don't get that one. That one I would strike off the list altogether.
Yeah, formulaic. I mean, just overdone.
Yeah, you knew exactly
so, who walks.
Who's going to fall in love with who right away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, God damn it. You know what? Brad Pitt's character is not going to. It's just not going to end like that. That's you don't get a second chance. You don't after you shit on a first chance, you don't shit on a second chance.
Yep.
But
it definitely. I knew every plot beat like everybody else did. But I was looking here at the nominees. The only one, well, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of F1. The only one that I kind of actively disliked was Marty Supreme.
Hello and thank you, sir.
He was the most dislikable character ever.
That one, at all.
Neither do I. I literally watched it today because I had it on the box and so I wanted to make sure everybody's talking about it. Okay. It's a guy who's literally his life is. I mean, he's just a chaos agent who's a dick. I mean,
yeah.
Can't someone just take him out?
And then we get the tear behind the glass at the end, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to think that he's a different person. I'm like,
sociopaths have feelings too, for themselves.
Honestly. Out of all the characters, he was the most unlikable. Out of all the ones I saw, he was literally the most unlikable human being.
Yeah.
I actually, at some point, he gets into like a pivotal moment, and I'm just like, you know what? I looked at what he did, so I knew how his life ends up, and I looked at this, but not knowing, after even having looked at it, I'm like, God, I hope you just fail. I really do. I hope you fail. I hope you go away. I found the Japanese guy much more. I found him a much more likable character.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I will say this: getting back to Sinners, is Robert B. Jordan, right? That's the guy.
Michael
B. Jordan. Having him play both ends of that, I thought was really cool. Having him play him and his twin brother, I thought. I mean, that has got to be so hard to do, and he did it so well.
Wait, there was a movie like that where the guy he played both his brothers or something like that. I can't remember. It was like a long time ago.
This is done. I mean,
the first one of the first scenes, the two of them are leaning back against one of these old period cars outside this big barn that they're going to turn into kind of like a speakeasy, and one of them sitting there smoking, leaning back against the car, and in this wide shot showing them head to toe, both of them, hands the cigarette to the other one.
Right.
Yes.
Who then starts smoking it. And it was just kind of like they were saying, let me show you what we can do.
Yeah.
And because that was just outrageous. I was like, oh my gosh, how they composited that shot and put that together to have the two of them exchanging an item between themselves. It was just amazing.
Your mind almost starts playing tricks on you.
Kudos to the people who shot it. But it may win. It may win cinematography. I think Train Dreams would be my pick. But
that was good.
I was trying to see who was which ones were up for cinematography. But
all right, so Frankenstein. I have read.
Wait, is it Bride of Frankenstein? There's a new one called Bride of
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
So it's Frankenstein.
We'll talk
it's
about
The Bride.
We'll talk about movies
Bride,
coming out. We'll talk a little bit about that before Scott gets out of here. But I have read lots of different versions of Frankenstein. Some really cool, some very modern ones. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I loved it. I'm a huge Guillermo del Toro fan.
Oh, I love him.
I love the practical sets. I love the overall lack of CGI. I mean, people still have to use it to kind of stitch some of the scenes together and some, green screening in the background and stuff. But, they built that big ship and everything.
Really?
Yeah, that was they built that thing. I mean, it's a frame, but they built it and then had the interior sets and everything. And so all that ship the big kind of tower that they were in and everything. All that was practical. All of that was real. And to me, it had a really kind of tactile kind of feel to it. I didn't think that it felt kind of lightweight and fake as a result. And so, yeah, I love that. And, the thing that I love about Guillermo is his movies just have heart. I mean, he has no problem risking anybody thinking, was that sappy or whatever. He doesn't mind having emotion in his movies. And so I really love it. I mean, he's a very much, you think about like in the past romantic composers. I think of him as a romantic filmmaker. And I love that there's just always this humanity and heart running through his movies. And so that one, hit me the same way. I thought it was a very touching telling of that story and not just like a horror movie.
I know, and what I walked away from is that you almost feel like the Frankenstein monster is almost more human than the doctor.
Than Victor.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that yearning, that drive that drives Frankenstein, that almost human primal thing that the doctor just doesn't have. He's so just singularly focused on this
science,
on the
I guess.
science, the science concept of it.
Right.
It really. I mean, God, I really.
Well,
man.
Frankenstein's like a baby. He didn't ask to be here. He was created.
Right.
So
and that's the concept. I mean,
the doctor had a choice.
Yeah.
Frankenstein didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's it's kind of like I don't know if y'all saw that movie years back, Ex Machina, which is on the it's on the other end of the spectrum. It's a science fiction film where Alicia Vikander, who actually won an Oscar for that, no, actually she didn't. I'm sorry, she was nominated, but she didn't win. She plays like almost like not a robot, but like this synthetic person. And so that movie, Frankenstein, it all gets to what does it mean to be human? And how am I deficient, whether I'm Frankenstein's monster or the synthetic human or what have you. And it all gets to kind of what makes us who we are. And so I find those kind of explorations interesting.
Okay, so is I mean, and we didn't like Marty Supreme. Is Timothée Chalamet going to win an Oscar?
I think so.
For a movie that just wasn't. I mean, God, it's just boring.
You think he's going to win Best Actor?
My biggest complaint is, to me, that movie just hits the same note over and over and over and over. I don't see any range in it. And the Safdie brothers, and then in this instance, one of the Safdies with Marty Supreme, have kind of perfected this anxiety machine, from Robert Pattinson in Good Time to Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems to now Chalamet in this movie. And so really, I mean, they do a great job of making these, films that are just full of anxiety where you're just kind of squirming. But to me, that's it. I mean, it's like that's the shtick. And so by the time you're seeing it for really a third time, if not more than that, with some of their other movies, I'm like, I'm good. I get how you're cutting it, and you've got the score hitting the beat of different actions by the characters, and you're doing everything just to build this apprehension. And it's kind of like a magic trick. I've seen it, and I know what you're doing.
So who's the best actor?
To me, Wagner Moura from Secret Agent, and a really close second would be Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. He's fantastic. If either one of them won, I'd be ecstatic. But I really feel like it's going to be one of these, we need to anoint the next great actor.
Yes.
We need to launch the next great generation.
So
and
Timothée
he's been
Chalamet.
nominated, 2-3 times before. And so I think he's going to get it.
So that was my question. Like, how much of the winning, each category is actually based on merit versus, like, say, influence, because they just, like I said, they need the next superstar in Hollywood, because it's not going to be Clint Eastwood and George Clooney. We need a guy who's in his 20s who can, like the next Clark Gable or Errol Flynn's going to last for 20 years, right?
Yep.
So
Yep. No, you're exactly right, and that is what I think. And then also you have kind of the opposite of that, which is what I call the career Oscar. And so lots of people are talking that Benicio del Toro will win Best Supporting Actor for One Battle After Another. And my reaction is, I love him. I think he's a great actor, but he just kind of gave this little kind of, quirky performance, and it was entertaining and everything, but it just feels like people think he should have won something before now. But the only thing that I think may cause him a problem is we have two people in the category from the same movie. And so
Sean
you get
Penn,
a bunch
right?
of people voting for Benicio, you get a bunch of folks voting for Sean Penn, and then Delroy Lindo from Sinners sneaks in and gets it. And so that's kind of where I'm leaning. If you made me pick today, I think Delroy Lindo might get it for that reason, the vote splitting reason.
All right, so let me ask you this: getting to One Battle After Another, was Sean Penn? I didn't quite get. The only thing that got to me was the Sean Penn character seemed he didn't fit. I don't understand. He was so. Much of it seemed real. He seemed so ridiculous that he would do the things that he did, like in the bathroom, and then the weird shit with the flowers. I don't know. He seemed so into. I get that he liked a certain kind of woman, but why that one? I mean, there's so many other women. It just seemed weird to me.
The thing that I think about One Battle After Another is occasionally there's a movie that's just lucky. And so if you think about that film, it's really weird. I mean, it's just really strange that it is based on a novel from the early 1990s by Thomas Pynchon. Paul Thomas Anderson spent 12 years trying to adapt it because Pynchon's books are just so bizarre that he was trying to actually make a story people could follow. And then that movie comes out, and damn if it doesn't look like the United States of today.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
And if you have any questions about the Sean Penn character, did you see the little dude in the trench coat marching around in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Leading the ICE agents?
Yeah.
Just dead ringer.
Oh, that
dead ringer.
It did.
And so that kind of serendipity, I just think that and plus it's Paul Thomas Anderson's year. I mean, god dang, he's made some of the best films of this century. And so, There Will Be Blood, The Master, The Phantom Thread. He's a genius. And so I just really think that, the only real narrative, if they win a bunch, is just he was due. The feeling being, Ryan Coogler with Sinners has, gotten his first big, huge batch of Oscar nominations to his name. And the feeling is he's young, he'll be back. And I think it's going to be PTA's night, but we will see. I think they'll take adapted screenplay. I have no question he will win director. My curiosity is, do we get a split? Does somehow Sinners kind of pull off the upset, but Paul Thomas Anderson still wins director? But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, so Best Actress.
My pick would be Emma Stone for Begonia.
Oh my God! Yes, without question.
But she's won like 2 in 5 years, I think. So they're going to look at her as she's been awarded enough, and so my pick is Rose Byrne. I think that she will win for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Veteran actress, been in tons of great stuff over the years, never won. I think that this is her year. And plus, she's taking all of what they call the precursor awards. I mean, everything leading up to the Oscars, she's won. So that one kind of feels like a no-brainer.
Okay, so after you watched If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You, did you contemplate killing yourself? It was the single most depressing thing.
Yes.
That I have.
Another anxiety-inducing exercise.
That was I couldn't. It was the most horrifically depressing thing that I have ever seen in my life, and I can't believe anybody could sit through that in a movie theater and walk out and go, golly gee, I'm glad I went to see that.
What was the plot of that?
What a great night.
Here, just imagine the worst possible life you can have, okay? Then imagine the most annoying child on the fucking planet.
Who's adopted?
Right.
Probably.
You never see.
You never see her. You see her feet. But I will tell you this.
Yeah.
If you got some couples and they were trying to decide whether or not to have children, I would just show them this movie and listen to this whiny, horrible, awful little human being. And you know what? They would have a lot of extra disposable income because they would not have kids.
How old's the kid?
Yep.
What was the kid, like 8, 10 years old?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, so they're verbal. Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you see the Babadook?
I don't think so.
The horror movie where the little boy thinks that creature from a book is in his room. This came out probably 10 years ago by now, but at that point he was the most obnoxious little kid in film history, and he lost his title. I mean, he was supposed to be. He
did his job.
Absolutely testing the patience of his mother, who thinks that she's like losing her mind. And then the next step in rearing him is he claims that he has a homicidal character from a children's book living in his bedroom. And so it's a pretty darn good. It's a pretty darn good horror movie. And they created their own little storybook for him to be reading, and they created the Babadook, who is the creature, and he's this creepy guy wearing this black top hat and everything, and it's really good. But that little kid is wow. I was like, if I had to spend more than an afternoon with him, I'd just hang myself.
and okay, so compare him to the little girl in.
Yeah, that's what I said. She took the cake. Yeah, no,
he lost his throne.
She took the title, and she took the title.
Yeah,
but,
and so Ted, for your information, it's a mom with the worst, most annoying child in the world as their kid, and the horror that her life is. Yeah, that's what this movie is. And so you think she's going to win because I'm looking at the odds, and one of the things they have is that Jessie Buckley is a prohibitive favorite. If you're betting from Hamnet, she's a prohibitive favorite to win. That's what I have on this.
If Rose Byrne doesn't win, then definitely Jessie Buckley is the one who wins. But I don't know. I look at all of these critics groups and awards ahead of the Oscars and everything, and Rose Byrne has racked up quite a few of them. But we will see.
So does that make a difference? Like, I know the BAFTA just happened, and some of the other ones. I mean, is the voting already here? Let me ask you this: is the voting already in after these people win?
The Oscar voting. I was trying to remember.
I know I ask you this every time.
Well, actually, voting ends this year, March 5th.
Okay,
and the ceremony is the 15th.
That could definitely influence.
Yep.
So are there voters? Are there voters that are? I mean, I'm guessing this is an easy question, but are there voters that are absolutely going to do that? And then are there people who are going to be like, oh, they already won this, I'm going to vote different?
I will tell you that there are voters who don't watch all the movies.
Yep, I remember that.
I think what happens is they hear a name and they hear it again, they hear it again, they hear it again, and they go, well, clearly this person should win this award. And it may not even be a movie that they saw. So I think that those people are the ones who are influenced by the awards that come ahead of time. Is it just, it's subliminal. It just plants certain people in their mind, and everybody likes to vote for a winner. And so they just say, yeah, that'll be the person. I didn't have a chance to get to that, but that's who I'll cast my ballot for. And and so that does happen. Does happen.
Okay, so Best Supporting Actress. There's two women from the same movie, Tiana Taylor and Wunmi Mosaku, are both from Sinners. Or I'm sorry, both from, I'm sorry.
One Battle.
Right. I'm looking at this wrong. I'm looking at it wrong. Sentimental Value. There's two women from Sentimental Value, and then Sinners. I've never seen Weapons, and then One Battle After Another. Who's standing out in that?
That's a tough one. Amy Madigan has been racking up awards all over the place over the last couple of months. She's a respected older actor in her 70s who kind of semi came out of retirement, so to speak. She just doesn't work a lot, and made this film where she is just the most memorable thing about that movie. The one knock on it is you don't get a whole lot of votes for horror films in the Oscars. And that's one of the reasons that when people talk about Sinners is going to win Best Picture, I'm like, can you name for me the last movie that won Best Picture that was a horror film? It was The Exorcist, and that was 50 years ago. So
that deserved to win, by the way.
Yeah. What now?
That deserved
to win because that's scary as shit today. That came out 1972.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was Tiana Taylor in that movie? Was she in One Battle After Another enough? I just feel like I didn't really see her that much.
Yeah, because obviously her character is in like the first act a good little bit and then just disappears for most of the rest of the movie. But she's one of the things that I remember most about that movie. And that to me is the key to a good supporting part is, they make use of the time that they got. It's like recently, Robert Duvall died and they were going through his filmography, and a lot of people would say apocalypse now, crouched out there in his Marine uniform with no shirt on, talking about I love the smell of napalm in the morning as explosions are going off around him.
Oh yeah, you smell
and
that?
Everything. Yeah,
smells like napalm.
He was in that movie 14 minutes, and everybody remembers him.
Really?
So that was my next question. So what actor or actress, I mean, you probably know this, has spent the least amount of screen time that won Best Supporting even Best Actress or Actress, Actor or Actress, or Best Supporting Actor or Actress, least amount of screen time?
I know this one.
What is it? I'm trying to remember. It was like 8 minutes or something.
8 minutes. Wow.
It was Hannibal Lecter in
was it Anthony Hopkins?
I think Anthony Hopkins had the least, if I remember this correctly, and I could be wrong, but if I remember,
could be the least amount of time for lead perforance.
Yeah, least amount of time for.
But on the screen, like to actually physically see him or her on the screen.
I know. It was Anne Hathaway. About all she did in Les Miserables was sing that song and die.
Oh, okay.
And so I think she was on the screen like 8 minutes or something in that movie was the thing.
Okay, 8 minutes.
And
all right.
So yeah,
so it's something under 10 minutes. Something under 10 minutes.
Okay, so you got to die with style.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, isn't the
Go out
key
with
to
a bang.
life? No, but the key to life is to die with style.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got a quick question. Best actor ever, Marlon Brando.
Best actor.
Best actor
people
ever.
say Marlon Brando. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
He was a bitch to work with. He was a bitch to work with. I heard. Yeah. So, never read the script.
He has given some of the best performances ever. I'm a 70s guy. I mean, I was a little kid in the 70s, but I'll be 57 next month. I was born in 1969, and so what happened was, all the 70s movies came out when I was a little kid and not watching stuff like that. But then HBO hit. And in the 80s, all they played on HBO was all of the movies from the 70s. Mm-hmm. And then whatever movies from the 80s they could get. And so really, while I was an 80s kid, so to speak, middle school, junior high, high school, I was watching nothing but 70s movies. And so I'm a huge Robert De Niro fan. I'm a huge Al Pacino fan. It's hard not to say that one of them is the best actor of all time. My biggest problem maybe with Marlon Brando is the back half of his career just had so much garbage. But De Niro and Pacino have taken a lot of paycheck movies too, and they have some stinkers out there. So I don't think anybody has had just a perfect career. If he hadn't been cut short by tragedy, I think James Dean would be somebody that we would be talking about as one of the greatest actors ever, because a lot of people do, and he made 3 movies.
Interesting.
So
I've never seen a James Dean movie in my life.
I don't think I have either. I can't even name one.
Yeah, he holds the weird distinction of being nominated for 2 Oscars, 2 different years, and both of them were posthumous.
And how old was he? That was he like 20? Was he like 23 or something? He was like nothing. It was like a fruit fly's life cycle.
Yep.
He was like just
he had
a fart in the wind.
He'd made Rebel Without a Cause.
Oh, I guess. Yeah,
and then he made Giant with Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor, which is a masterpiece. And but Giant got kind of held up on its release date, and so he wound up having Rebel come out one year, and then Giant come out a year later. Yet he was deceased when he was nominated for each of them. So,
wow,
crazy.
Okay, so
I've been by my dad lives out on the central coast of California, and they have a marker where he went off the Pacific Coast Highway there, off the cliff, and so you can literally go right to the spot where it happened, and it's marked. But big loss.
Wow.
So I think he would be in the conversation.
all right, so we talked Oscars and great movies, but
Yes.
I we got to talk terrible movies. So 2025 was not all good. It just wasn't all good. So what are some, and I think I've seen right now, I watched it 3 days ago, the worst movie I've ever seen in my life for the most money ever spent. So that Relationship, I think I saw it.
Right.
From 2025, we'll see. But what are some movies that you saw?
Well, I was going to say, while I'm sitting here Googling real quick to find garbage, you tell me yours.
Okay, so I will tell you this. I saw War of the Worlds, and it was the most ridiculous, stupid, inane. I don't understand. I don't understand any part of what it was movie that I have ever seen in my life with the biggest actors I have ever seen.
Oh, you're talking about the Ice Cube one?
Yes.
Okay, first I thought I was like, the Spielberg film?
No.
But I gotcha. Yeah, no, that was terrible. Yeah, that was that's
summed up in a word.
That is literally one of the worst movies ever made. In my mind, and you can just tell that the budget was like $5, that they came up with a way to generate so much of that on a computer.
I mean, and the whole thing, and it was, and there's a lot of big time actors in it, and it's so silly and so contrived that I couldn't stop watching it. It was just so stupid that you had to keep going to see.
But that's the genius. Everyone wants to see a train wreck.
Yeah, but it was so insane. At one point, the Earth is being invaded, and this is the thing that I could not get over. The Secretary of Defense starts out at the very beginning. He's on a golf course, so he's golfing, and they have a shot of him. He's holding up his phone, and he's talking, and now hours and hours go on with this movie. That son of a bitch is still at the golf course, same spot.
Just golfing.
Yep. Never got in a car. Never went to a secure location. Never did anything. He's just at a golf course. He's just constantly staring at his phone and asking, what should we do next? He makes no decisions. He does nothing. And he hasn't left the golf course.
Was it a semi-famous actor or character?
It was
actor?
a semi-famous character actor.
Okay,
I can't think of his name.
That is called We Have Him for a Day. That's called We Have Him for a Day
in one location.
And so we got to figure out a way to shoot every one of his dialogue scenes in the same spot, and we don't have time for a location switch and costume changes and all that because we're paying him whatever several $100,000 to be here for a day, and then get on a plane and leave the next morning, and so that's what causes those things usually.
All right, so I'm going to ask my sister, worst movie you saw? absolute worst movie you've seen
Of the year?
And you've seen a lot more than I have.
Yeah, hold on. You guys talk. I'll have to look at my list.
Okay, so here.
That's kind of what I was doing.
Yeah.
That movie with Mark Wahlberg on the plane, Flight Risk.
Oh my God, I didn't. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, that's up there as one of the worst things I've seen in a long time.
I just don't get it. And I'm going to jump out here, and I'm going to say this, and people might not agree. I loved Chris Pratt when he was in Parks and Rec. I loved him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
As an actual dramatic actor, I don't believe him. I don't believe it.
No.
He's just a dullard to me.
He kind of mugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of mugs for the camera.
Yeah, and he's such a great. And I've said this before. Now,
which works in comedy.
It does.
You were just pointing out, works in comedy.
It does. I would say this: the greatest actors are the guys that play dumb. Guys, girls, whoever it is, the person that plays dumb is the best actor out of all of them because they can't do anything that's intelligent. They have to be that dolt all the time, and they have to sell that they're stupid. And selling that you're stupid. I mean, I still say out of all the Friends, Joey was the best, right? Right? When you watch Reno 911, I know they got all the dopes, but that one girl. The one older lady it was absolutely the best, and I just
Woody Harrelson on Cheers.
Yes, yes.
Kevin Spacey did a good job in The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, but
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't. He was pretending.
But
I mean, he was kind of playing sly.
But the problem
I'm
is,
talking about playing straight stupid.
Yeah, but the problem is when I'm not a professional movie critic, but when I see like a guy playing dumb. As soon as he says something semi-intelligent, he already gave himself away. If he says if he says something anything sophisticated, he's already betrayed that. Because it's like there's no way you should know that. So once they say that, then they're compromised. Right.
And that's
so
why
they have to figure out a way to get. Yeah.
That's why playing dumb is the hardest thing. Okay, so here I'll go with this, and I'll go two-parter on this. I loved the original Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. One of my favorite movies of all time. I mean. There's so many iconic.
Yes, you mention it quite frequently.
Yes, so many
I almost
iconic.
I need a restraining order.
Just phrases and so many just great lines. Number one, I find Glenn Powell offensive as an actor. Offensive. Number two, that movie might have been the most disappointing thing I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, and for me, it is because of who made it. I mean, that's an Edgar Wright film. And he made Baby Driver. He made Last Night in Soho. I mean, he's a fantastic filmmaker. And as I'm watching the new Running Man, I'm like, oh, my God, what went wrong? I mean, was he getting studio notes and having to do things they wanted him to do with this? And normally I would expect him to have, final cut. I don't think that he would settle for anything less. But yeah, I thought it was dismal.
Yeah, I was just so excited about what they could do in kind of a more modern take on this awesome event where, people come in and they're fighting for their lives and, you're doing all this stuff and all the periphery people you could pull in like they did in the original. And then just Glenn Powell. I don't know what to say. I mean it's like watching a zombie act. That's to me. That's just me. I'm sorry.
I remembered my
find
worst.
him to be that talented, but hey, what do I know? Maybe I have a bias toward older actors or what have you. People his age.
Actually,
seems so lightweight to me.
Yeah. David Carradine just passed away. I guess the other day at the age of 71.
Oh,
Revenge of the Nerds.
That. Yeah,
Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. That was sad. All right, Jackie. So worst movie you saw?
I did not like the Jurassic World.
Worst of all time.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
Kind of like a waste of my time.
So
definitely. So let me ask you this: did you guys see the Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried film, The Housemaid?
I did.
What did you think?
Well, I really liked the book, and I got together with girlfriends. We all read the book, and passed it around. So we got together and watched it. So I enjoyed that time, but I didn't think it was great.
I thought it was surprisingly good, though.
Okay. I thought it was...
I mean, just going in, I was kind of like, oh, this is just going to be some pot boiler trash, and this is going to be awful. And I was surprised. I thought, especially the midpoint twist, the midpoint hook in it, I was like, oh, nice, okay.
Yeah.
You still have my attention.
You didn't read the book, I'm assuming.
And so I enjoyed it. I think Amanda Seyfried is an amazing performer. And so I thought she was really good.
So is Sydney Sweeney a good actress? Because I've never seen anything she's done.
I think so. I think so. I saw the boxing movie that she was in, Christie.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw the documentary on that. I was like, I kind of already saw that. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. She was good. She went kind of the I'm gonna de-glam and gain weight and get kind of a butchy haircut and everything, and kind of ugly myself up like Charlize Theron did when she played that
Monster.
female serial killer in Monster.
That was so
When
depressing.
she played Eileen Wuornos, and so same thing. They did all kind of makeup, prosthetics, and Nicole Kidman won for The Hours with her fake nose, and I don't know why women have to look bad to be taken seriously or whatever, but she went that whole route, and I thought she gave a really good performance. I thought that I was not familiar with that story, and that movie went places I didn't expect it to, and so I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's a great. I actually saw the documentary, so I kind of knew the story. So okay, I'll have to actually check it out. I wasn't sure. I know she's fabulously beautiful. So I wasn't sure how she was as an actress, so I was kind of holding out to see what you had to say. Okay.
Yeah, no, and I think that becomes, almost like a liability. I think everybody wants to just kind of write her off as, she's just kind of like the hottie of the moment, but is somehow talentless. And I've seen her in a lot of things. And, it's kind of like a little bit Timothy Chalamet deals with some of that. The, handsome, kind of matinee idol looks or whatever. And the question becomes, well, can he really perform? And really the movie to me for him that shows that he can act is a movie that nobody's seen, which is a film called Bones and All. And it is a horror-like thriller. That also has Mark Rylance, the British Shakespearean powerhouse who won an Oscar in that Tom Hanks spy movie Bridge of Spies.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he was also in Dunkirk with Christopher Nolan. But Bones and All is a horror film where the affliction of the people who are banding together is cannibalism.
Ugh.
Love cannibalism.
And so
it's a weird thing to
goes
love.
for it. It goes for it. But Timothy Chalamet and Mark Rylance are just amazing in that movie. But because it was a horror film with kind of a gross kind of approach, and played film festivals and died at the box office, nobody's seen it and nobody acknowledges it. But sometimes people do fantastic work in movies that just aren't hits, and that's one.
All right, so movies coming out in 2026.
Oof, I am terribly unprepared for that, to be honest with you, because of it being award season, and so
that's okay.
Just been, I will tell you, one that I saw that I thought was a blast was Primate. Did any of you all see that?
Oh, is
movie?
that the chimp one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was really good?
Oh my gosh. I thought that movie was a riot. I had the greatest time at that movie. Just think, literally, if I just say Cujo with a monkey.
Right.
That's what it is.
I'm actually reading Cujo.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there you go. But the fascinating thing is they didn't go animatronic or puppets or anything like that. It is a smaller guy from Thailand in a gorilla suit.
Really?
No
And
way.
I'm telling you, it looks so real. It's unbelievable. And the way he moves and all of that
Wow.
kind of stuff.
I had no idea.
But I mean, it becomes kind of like a siege thriller. You know, you have a situation where they're trapped in the house with him and they can't manage to kind of distract him long enough to make their getaway. And so the problem that you get into with those movies is, you know, you're on the same set, kind of, you know, it can get repetitive. You're not cutting away to other locations and all that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you, the thing that amazed me about that movie was it kept finding another gear. It just kept finding the next little hook or the next little thing. And it managed to wring the suspense out of just the smallest little details. And because something would happen and you would go, uh-oh, that's going to be a problem. And yet it was some little just minor thing. And so I thought it was incredibly suspenseful. And so when I saw that, I thought, man, good for you, dude. I can't remember the name of the guy who made it, but I'm like, that could very well be in my top 10 for 2026 because that was just entertaining as could be.
We've been making fun of it for so long.
That I wanted them to do was, at the end, I wanted them to electrocute the monkey and then smash cut to Peter Gabriel shock the monkey. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. But that would have been my note. That would have been my note.
Okay, so as you're hearing about things, I see that there's a Supergirl movie coming out.
Yes.
Okay. Is Supergirl a serial killer in her new movie? Is that what this? That's all I'm getting is she goes on a psychotic murder spree for revenge.
Oh, really?
I mean, is this
interesting?
Yeah, I'm like, is this what we've come to? I mean, I go to superhero movies to see the good guy win. It's that thing that bothers me when the bad guy wins. Like I don't like movies where the bad guy wins. I really don't.
Sure.
And then I'm looking at this, and it says she goes on like a
realize
revenge, a revenge killing spree, and I'm just like,
interesting.
That's what I want. I want it like a 18, 19-year-old girl with superpowers, right? Because it's kind of like The Boys, right? I don't want to see her going around murdering people. These things bother me.
Have you seen that movie with the he's kind of a little boy. He's not very old, and he's like a little psychotic Superman.
A psychotic Superman?
I don't think it's called Afterburn. It's got, I can't remember the name of that movie now. But they kind of mined that territory before with something that was not a franchise or what have you. And I forgot to mention Crime 101. That just came out a couple weeks ago, and that was surprisingly good. It when it comes to heist movies, armed robbery movies, things like that, you kind of have Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and then you got everything else that's trying to be Heat. But some of them are actually really good. And so I don't know if you ever saw the Jason Statham movie, Wrath of Man.
Oh, yes, I watch it. I'm the guy that watches every Jason Statham movie. I complain about it afterwards, but I watch every one.
That movie's a great movie. And I will tell you, the first Den of Thieves movie with Gerard Butler is Den of Thieves is an amazing, we're going to take down a big score kind of crime film. And so Crime 101 came out a couple weeks ago. It's based on a novella written by Don Winslow, who's basically a crime writing genius. And it's a similar idea. People looking to take down a score and everybody backstabbing everybody and scheming against each other and all that kind of stuff. And it's called Crime 101, not because it's the basics of crime, but because they only hit places with quick access to Highway 101. And for making their getaway.
So you
and
mentioned
it's got a couple of great car chases in it too.
You mentioned Heat. They're coming out with Heat 2. Christian Bale is going to be in Heat 2.
Yep, and Leo is going to be in it, and the book's already out. Michael Mann and a co-writer wrote the book, and it came out a couple years ago. And so it's supposed to have like prequel sequel, like it goes to young version of those characters, but then goes, I think, beyond what happened in the movie Heat. So I don't quite know how you're going to do that, but that was what they were saying for the longest time.
So like kids in school, like heisting things and stealing things, like
no, I
like
just think instead of being like in their 50s, you know, they're well, who's playing the younger versions of them? Austin Butler and somebody I can't remember, but anyway, another one, that a couple more that are coming up. I always have to prompt myself with lists. I draw a blank when I have to rely on my memory because I see so much stuff. But Project Hail Mary.
Yep. Can't wait to see it.
That is one that I'm really looking forward to.
Love the book.
The Ryan Gosling science fiction film. It's written by the guy who wrote The Martian.
Yep.
And I found that to be kind of a smart science fiction movie. And so I'm looking forward to that one. And then I don't know if you guys ever saw Ready or Not, but I thought that was a very clever thriller. And so Ready or Not 2 is coming out. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So I'm the only guy in the world that got, I don't know, halfway through Project Hail Mary and just stopped listening. I was listening to the book.
You just got to finish it.
It just bored me to
It gets
tears.
a little slow in the middle.
It got so slow that I just couldn't do it.
But then it really changes. You got to just get through that. Do it.
All right, fine. And then one last thing. I heard that Matt Dillon is playing Sylvester Stallone writing Rocky. Have you heard about this?
He'd be a little old for that, wouldn't he?
I guess the concept is that he is playing Sylvester Stallone as he is writing the Rocky movie that is going to propel him into stardom. And
he won the best screenplay Oscar. People forget that.
Yeah, the thing I couldn't imagine was Matt Dillon is going to be way too old to be young Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
CGI.
I mean, they'd have to de-age him.
Why not
And
just
if they're
get
going to do
somebody
that,
younger
why
then?
not just hire somebody
Yeah,
younger?
Right. Exactly.
Get the next Mac Dillon. Get some dude who looks like Matt Dillon.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, just get Timothy.
Enough.
Just get Daniel Day-Lewis. He wins the Oscar every time he picks up a script. So what's the difference, right?
Yeah. Every time he decides to perform.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I'd like to limit myself with, and for no particular reason, a little less Timothy Chalamet, a little less Robert Pattinson, and a little less Zendaya, because they are literally, the two of them are going to be in most of the movies that we see over the summer.
Yeah. I would say Robert Pattinson is genuinely a great actor.
He's pretty good.
Mickey 17. Mickey 17.
He would be the one I would stick with.
Yeah, was one of the best things I've ever seen.
What was that movie?
Life.
He was the preacher, and I guess he he impregnated a girl, and then the guy shot him, and then he you remember that movie?
Are you giving it all away, Ted?
No, I mean, it was good. He was like a preacher, but he was kind of had a dark side to him. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of that.
Okay.
It took me a minute to hit me, but Good Time, the Safdie brothers movie, Good Time. Robert Pattinson is great in that. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Lost City of Z.
Nope.
It is.
I will.
It's. Last I looked, it was on Amazon Prime. It's British, so technically they call it The Lost City of Zed because that's how they say Z.
That is.
But he plays like an explorer. I mean, this is like a period piece in I don't know, the early 1800s, and goes off with this guy to the wilderness of South America to go find the lost city of Z that is supposed to be made of gold. And so it is set within this world of rich people who would fund those expeditions and send these guys to go. And so Charlie Hunnam is the lead explorer, and Robert Pattinson is his sidekick. And he's incredible in that movie. It's a great movie. James Gray is the guy who made it, who's a tremendous filmmaker. They shot it on film and had endless trouble because it was so humid that the film would sweat in the camera. And so they had all kinds of difficulty shooting it in the rainforest and everything, but great film.
Okay, we have I love when you come on because I just have so much to actually watch because there's so much stuff that I look and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, I watch it. It's terrible. So it's good to have good things. Scott, thank you so much for being on.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. I enjoy hanging out with you guys.
All right, and I hope you hit a home run on all of your picks. I'm not a gambler, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some people. I don't want you to feel any pressure. There's going to be some people that throw some money on some of the things you've said.
Yep.
So
based on your picks.
Yeah.
This year's a little bit tougher. Because there are a lot of coin flips this year to me where it's like, I really think it's going to be this person, but if it were this person, I wouldn't consider it to be an upset. And so those are the difficult ones where I could see two people winning. I could see the scenarios where two different people might take it. And so those are tough.
Has there ever been a tie? Have there two people ever won the?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Because I was looking, I saw a comedian who was joking that there were like 3 kids like under the age of 12 who won Academy Awards, and he was joking like, how hard can it be to be an actor? He said 3 children. 3 children won the award. Yeah, I and so I had to look it up because it was really funny because he was saying that being a comedian is much harder. He goes. Would you stand up here and watch a 10-year-old deliver a comedy thing? Right? He's like, no. He goes, but 3 of them won Academy Awards, so you got to be careful of that. Yeah. All right, Scott.
Stand-up comedy seems pretty terrifying.
Oh,
God. It does.
Yes, it does. All right, Scott, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Have fun with what's coming up here and enjoy the Oscars.
Yeah. Take care.
You guys take care.
All right, we'll talk to you next time.
Be well.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
I'm surprised we didn't mention Zac Efron. He's a obviously ridiculously good-looking guy, and he made that movie. He was the Kerry Von Erich in that wrestling movie.
Oh, The Claw?
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, but he's a good actor. I mean,
He is. No, I
like him.
He's a really good actor, but I think
I haven't seen his
I
name
think
around.
Scott Pattinson's. I mean,
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I mean, once honestly, that Mickey 17 was
I had no desire to see that at all. Everybody went, and I stayed home.
absolutely amazing. You got to. I think it's on Netflix or whatever. You got to watch
Yeah.
it. I mean, he plays a clone, and he's
Clone?
got to play.
A clone?
So they clone him
Okay.
over and over and over again. He's like
So it's like multiplicity.
No, he's like, well, the concept is he's one of many people signs up to be cannon fodder.
Okay.
And then each time he dies, they just they have a backup of him,
Yeah.
and he just goes out and it's like, oh, there's a giant lizard, go kill it.
Yeah.
And they send out 50 of these clones, and when they all die, if one of them comes back, that's the guy they don't make a clone of.
Right.
And it ends up that they don't make a clone until the guy dies, and obviously you know what's going to happen.
He comes back.
He comes back. They think he's dead, and he doesn't. And now he's got to play multiple versions of himself.
So
it's
he's
amazing.
He's the
really
clone.
good.
He's the clone they thought that died, but he's really alive.
Right,
And
and
now he's
they've already
back.
made another. They've already made another version.
Because
of
if they found out he was still alive, they would kill him. Because
yes,
yes.
So you don't get a clone made. Like there's one Ted.
Right.
Once
There is one Ted.
Yeah, thank God. And once we send you off into to go fight these guys or this thing because it's a science fiction thing. Once you go fight the giant spider and the giant spider cuts your head off and rips you into 1,000 pieces, we unthaw the new Ted.
I see.
Yeah, but each Ted is a little different.
Yeah, obviously. Well, it's like having twin brothers, right? I mean, every brother has a little different personality, regardless of how much they look alike.
Yeah. But Jack, you gotta watch it.
I'll think
That's
about
cool.
it.
It's that good.
I know. I saw the previews for it so many times, and it just did not. I'm not a big Rob Pattinson fan. I thought he was like the worst pick for Twilight. So,
Well,
I don't know.
I don't.
I've never really liked him since then.
Those books and that writer make me physically ill.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch it. I guarantee you, if you don't like it, next drink's on me. Yeah,
Gee,
next drink's
thanks.
on me. All right. Wow. Wow. That went forever. Okay, so let's just finish this up. Last thought, Teddy.
I don't know why this popped in my mind. My last thought: are you strong enough to be my man? And if you answer that question, you're a pervert. So don't answer that question.
Jesus Christ! Did you not talk this whole time to say that?
I was ready for that. See, you didn't think I was
God,
ready.
For the love of God and everything that's good. All right, Jackie. Last thought.
All right. My last thought is that I'm going to be a little bit more open to Rob Pattinson. I already had decided that before we were just talking.
Ooh.
Jotted that down.
Just lower your guard.
Okay.
It's okay.
No, I didn't. Listen, I didn't like him at all. I thought all the movies he was in were horrible. But this one, for some reason, I turned it on. People were just saying good things about it.
When he said between like Timothy Chalamet, Rob Pattinson, and Zendaya, how's her name? When he said Rob Pattinson is the one that you need to be watching, I was like, okay, I need to open my mind to that a little bit and not be so closed-minded about it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So here's my last thought. I'm not going to try to defend anyone, but the USA men's hockey team is getting some grief because Dum Dum Donald made a comment that that he was going to invite the women's, because the men won, that they were coming to the White House, and that he'd have to invite the women's team because they also won gold, and if he didn't win, he'd be in trouble. And some of the guys laughed. Okay? I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Laughing was a bad move. But in their defense, we've all been in a situation where someone says something really fucked up. Maybe your boss, a random asshole, or maybe a pedophile on a phone call or in person after you won a gold medal, and you laugh because it's so stupid and so uncomfortable that you don't know what to do. Okay? You don't think it's funny, but the asshole who said
it's like a nervous laugh.
the asshole who said it is laughing.
Yeah.
Okay? Here's what I'm saying. Be mad at the pedophile for sure. Be disappointed that the fellas didn't say anything, but also understand it's pretty much impossible for them to call out the pedophile at that moment. You just not that guy, right? I mean, you're not going to create that situation after you have this thing.
There's no way.
There's no way.
You're in an impossible situation.
Impossible situation.
And if everybody was completely quiet, he would have called them all out on it or something and made it more uncomfortable.
It would have been worse.
Actually, my last thought, where the hell is Nancy Guthrie? Can't they just find her ass? Jesus Christ.
Ted, I told you last week.
What's this like?
Alien
this is like
abduction.
This is like Liam Neeson taking shit, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Come on.
Begonia.
Absolutely.
It's a begonia situation.
It's a Bologna situation.
Okay, so here, we're going to ruin the movie. Was she an alien or not? Say it.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Stop it.
I couldn't figure it out. It was so fucked up. God damn it. Okay.
She took herself. She went back to the mothership. Got it. Okay.
Did you see the end of the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't just like a light thing. He did it to her. Oh, man. I don't know.
The call was coming from inside the house.
Yes.
I got it.
Got it. Ted, it was a call coming from inside the house.
God
okay.
damn it.
So
you guys are good.
I think so.
I had to look it up. I don't know. It's so, God damn it, that fucking movie is so, I'm telling you, that's why it's the best movie.
It was good.
Begonia? I'm going to
It was
check
disturbing, but it was
Begonia.
good.
I'm going to check it out.
It was,
Disturbing.
Can I see it on YouTube?
no. It's on some sort of streaming platform. Yeah.
Called your TV.
It's, I don't know, man.
Obviously.
It's on,
You
it's
get
on
everything.
one of them.
All right.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's on one.
I'll make a reservation.
All right. God, so for sure. I don't know. I mean, I saw what I saw, but then I wasn't sure I saw what I saw. All right, this thing's going on forever. We're going to let it go. Keep listening. Keep enjoying. Let's see. We've got one guest for sure coming up. A chicken wing expert that we're going to have in a couple of weeks. So that should be awesome. We're talking chicken wings. And we've got some really funky things on the way that you will like. I don't want to give anything away, but everybody will like it. Jackie, we'll see you back here in what, about a month?
In a month,
3 weeks? Yeah, a month. All right. When Scott's out of town, and Scott will be back next week. Keep listening, keep enjoying, and we'll see everybody next week.